Hello children, welcome to AIMS India online classes. This is biology session. Ultra structure of cell. We are discussing from the past 4 videos. We have completed some important internal structure of the cell. So the electron microscope is the best device to determine the ultra structure of a cell organelle. So it can magnify the objects up to 2,50,000 to 4 lakhs times. So its resolving power is 1000 times more than the light microscope. So this resolution is because of the low wavelength, that is 0.005 nanometers of electron beam used as light source. Okay children, so why I am saying this is whatever the structures which we are discussing, so that is the electron microscopic views they are. Okay, let us proceed. The today's class, the cell organelles, about chromosome. What is chromosome? Briefly recall about the chromosome. The chromosome is the structures which are present inside the nucleus. In the nucleus, a chromatin material. At the time of cell division, these chromosomes are formed. Okay, in the nucleus, these chromosomes. So this chromosome, it is like this. At the time of cell division, they are formed, I said. They contain a centromere, and two arms are present, a pair of arms, short arm and long arm. And these arms called the telomeres and sister chromatids. Telomeres and sister chromatids on either side. And these chromosomes, only on the chromosome, genetic material is present in the form of DNA molecules. Okay, they are this DNA molecule representing the genes. Genes are called the units of heredity. Units of heredity. So let us discuss a chromosome. Chromosome in a cell nucleus, the chromatin reticulum gets dissociated into a definite number thread-like structures during the cell division. They are called chromosomes. Okay, in a cell nucleus, the chromatin material, actually the nucleus, in the nucleus, the diffuse the nuclear material is present. So this is called the chromatin. This chromatin systematically breaks to form the thread-like structures. At the time of cell division, they are called chromosomes. The nucleic acid, that is DNA, and proteins are the major chemical components of the chromosome. A chromosome is made up of nucleic acid and proteins. The DNA and RNA are the main nucleic acids. What are the main nucleic acids? DNA and RNA. DNA means deoxyribose nucleic acids, and RNA, the ribose nucleic acid. These are the main nucleic acids, and the proteins are either of histone or non-histone type. Okay, histone proteins or non-histone type of proteins are present in the chromosomes. Chromosomes, what is the chemical composition of a chromosome? A chromosome is made up of nucleic acids and proteins. What are the proteins present in the chromosomes? Either histone proteins or non-histone proteins. What are the nucleic acids present in the chromosome? Either DNA or RNA or both. Okay, so this is a chromosome. It is consisting of short arms and long arms. Both are connected by centromere, and the short arms are called telomeres. The end of the short arms, telomeres are present, and end of the long arms, sister chromatids are present. Okay, and on the chromosomes, DNA is present. This DNA is nothing but the genes. Let us know more about this chromosome. The functional fragment of the DNA within the chromosome is called gene. I said, no, what is gene? The functional fragment of the DNA within the chromosome is called a gene. The chromosomes are self reduplicating nucleoprotein filaments composed of hereditary units called genes. Okay, once again, these are all the terms very important. Chromosomes are the self reduplicating nucleoprotein filaments composed of hereditary units called genes. They form the intricate chromatin network of the interphase nucleus. Okay, during cell division, interphase is the first phase, means before cell divides, the resting period is called as interphase. But actually it is not the resting phase. It is the phase where the cell prepares for cell division. So during that preparation, these chromosomes are self-replicating. Replication of the chromosomes takes place, because the chromosome number is very important. It will determine the species of particular organisms. Okay, for example, human beings, we have 23 pairs of chromosomes, 22 autosomes and 1 pair allosomes, sex chromosomes, 1 pair. Okay, the chromosome number has to be maintained constant. In order to maintain the chromosome number constant, this interphase is the phase where the duplication of the chromosomes or replication of the genetic material takes place. Okay, so let us, or we can say, the volume of the nucleus will increase during the interphase. So these are the first cell. In the cell, nucleus. In the nucleus, these chromosomes are formed at the time of cell division. We can see clearly these chromosomes. Okay, a chromosome consisting of centromere and telomeres, the arms, and on the chromosome DNA is present. This DNA is called the gene. It is the functional unit, hereditary units of chromosomes called genes. The types of chromosome, very important it is. The broadly chromosomes are classified into 2 types. They are autosomes and allosomes. Okay, so what are autosomes and allosomes? Autosomes means, as I told you, example, human beings, there are 23 pairs. 23 pairs. 23 pairs means 46 chromosomes. Okay, so out of these 23 pairs, they are divided into 22 pairs and a 1 pair. 1 pair I am saying means double. Okay, so 44 plus 2. So here the 22 pairs are called autosomes. Autosomes means they represent the vegetative parts of the body. Okay, or we can say autosomes are present in the vegetative organs, body parts, except the reproductive organs. Remaining all organs containing the cells containing, remaining cells containing autosomes. But reproductive cells means testis and ovary, male and female reproductive organs, the cells which are produced by the meiosis cell division, they are called gametes. So they containing allosomes. Allosomes means here they are also called as sex chromosomes. Okay, they are represented by letter X and Y. So X chromosome and Y chromosome. Okay, so these are called as allosomes. Okay, children. So the chromosomes are broadly classified into 2 types. Those are autosomes and allosomes. Autosomes are vegetative in function, allosomes are reproductive and in function. Okay. Next, types of chromosomes further. Autosomes, the chromosomes which determine the somatic characters of an organism. Somatic characters means vegetative characters of organisms are known as autosomes. The human beings have 22 pairs of autosomes. How many pairs? 22 pairs of autosomes are present. They are vegetative, they represent the vegetative characters or somatic characters. Next, allosomes. Allosomes are the chromosomes other than the autosomes are called allosomes, or they are also called heterochromosomes. But autosomes, they are not, they are homochromosomes, means same, all the 22 pairs. But here, they are allosomes are heterochromosomes. So these are also called the sex chromosomes. Okay. So here see, these are the autosomes, there is no specification. Okay. But whereas allosomes, they are heterochromosomes. They are XX chromosome, XY chromosome. This XY chromosomes are present in the male and XX chromosomes are present in the female. That is called the sex determination. If the zygote containing XX chromosome, then it represents the female fetus or female child. If the zygote containing X and Y chromosomes, it represents the male child. Okay. So the sex chromosomes normally determine the sex of an organism. They are either homomorphic XX in a human female and XY in the human male. And in the case of birds, they are represented by capital Z in male birds and ZW in female birds. Okay, you have to remember this. So here the types of chromosomes are two types, autosomes and allosomes. Autosomes are also called somatic chromosomes. They represent the somatic characters. There are in human beings 22 pairs of autosomes are present. They represent the vegetative characters. Allosomes are the chromosomes which represent the reproductive characters. So allosomes are heterochromosomes. They are also called the sex chromosomes. In human female, represented by XX allosomes, a pair of I said one pair, that is XX pair, it is representing the female human, and XY representing the male human. In birds, ZZ represent the male bird and ZW represent the female birds. Okay. Next, gene. A gene is the unit of information that directs the activity of cell or organism during its lifetime. Okay, so that's why genes play a very important role. They are the unit of heredity. The transformation of characters takes place from the generation to generation, from parents to offsprings. It is by genes. Okay, every characteristic, every function is represented by the genes. It passes the message along to the progeny when the cell or organism divides or reproduces. Okay, during reproduction, so the genes present in the cells will replicate and transfer the characters to the progeny. Progeny means the children. Genes are situated in the chromosomes. There are several genes in each chromosome. Each chromosome is composed of several genes. Each gene represents the specific character. Okay. So like this, the cell, this is the cell containing the nucleus, nucleus containing the chromosome. Chromosomes are made up of the DNA. The unit of the DNA or heredity, it is called the functional unit of chromosome is called as a gene. Next, every gene occupies a fixed position in the chromosome. A single gene may occur in several different forms called alleles. Alleles means the characteristics. Okay. A single gene may occur in several different forms called alleles. The genes on one chromosome may be transferred to another as a result of crossing over during meiosis. During meiosis, it is a one kind of cell division which we will study in the next higher class. Okay. So it is representing the transfer of genes on one chromosome may be transferred to another as a result of crossing over during meiosis or due to translocations. Okay. During meiosis, there are two main types of actually three main types of cell divisions are there: amitosis, mitosis, and meiosis. The meiosis is the cell division which takes place before the fertilization for the production of gametes. Meiosis is the cell division in which the crossing over takes place. That's why most of the organisms prefer the sexual reproduction during which this meiosis occur, during which the crossing over takes place during prophase 1 stage. Okay, the crossing over takes place in the sexual reproduction during meiosis 1. Okay, so that's why the hybrids are produced by means of this sexual reproduction, which are resistant to the characters which will fit to the environments. So that's why plants and animals prefer this sexual reproduction. Next, cell wall. Next important cell organelle, cell wall. The cell wall is the thick layer outside the cell membrane used to give a cell strength and rigidity. In which organisms this cell wall is present, children? Cell wall is present in plants, bacteria, and fungi. Okay, the plant groups. So it is a very thick outer, it is present outside the cell membrane, means beneath the cell wall, cell membrane is present in the plant cells. Cell wall consists of a network of fibers which give strength but are freely permeable to solutes, unlike membrane. Okay, unlike cell membrane. This is the cell wall, typical cell wall. The cell wall is consisting of a middle lamellum, secondary wall, and a primary wall. These are the three main structures present in the cell wall, internal structure. The plant cell walls are made up of mainly the chemical composition. If you take, it is made up of the cellulose, but can also contain hemicellulose, pectin, lignin, and other polysaccharides. Okay, so the cell wall of the plant, different parts of the plant cell wall composed of different types of chemical substances. One is common, that is cellulose. The remaining hemicellulose, pectin, lignin, and other polysaccharides. Polysaccharides means the complex carbohydrates. Okay, cellulose is a polysaccharide only. Next, they are built up in three layers. What are the three main layers in the cell walls? That is a primary cell wall, secondary cell wall, and the middle lamellum. Okay, there are three main structures: primary wall or primary cell wall, secondary wall or secondary cell wall, and middle lamella. These are the three main structures. That's why it's a tough, rigid cell wall, gives protection, shape, and it is very important structure. The cell wall is fairly rigid layer surrounding a cell located external to the cell membrane that provides the cell with the structural support, protection, and a filtering mechanism which prevents over expansion when water enters the cell. That's the reason why a plant cell, when it is placed in the water, it remains solid, remains same, no change occur. But if an animal cell placed in the water, because of absence of the cell wall, it bulge, it absorbs water, and finally it will burst. Okay, because cell wall is absent in the animal cell. Next, it is found in the plants, bacteria, fungi, and algae. Animals and most protists do not have the cell walls. Okay. Next, there are often, means the cell wall are often channels through plant cell walls called plasmadesmata. Plasmadesmata, actually this plasmadesmata, these are the lines which are called the plasmadesmata. The lines which are representing the cell wall, the middle lamellum is there, no? So this plasmadesmata are especially helps in connecting the adjacent cells. So for example, this is a plant cell, one cell. Okay. So this is connected to another cell with the help of this plasmadesmata, like this. Okay, here one cell is connected to another cell with the help of this plasmadesmata. Okay, and which link the cytoplasms of adjacent cells. It also help in linking the cytoplasm of adjacent cells, the cells beside. Let us know more about this cell walls. The bacterial cell walls is made up of peptidoglycans, and we already studied the cytoplasm, the cell wall of the plant cell composed of cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin, lignin, suberin, like the different substances are present. Okay, the three layers present in the cell wall are middle lamella, primary cell wall, and secondary cell wall. So, and sometimes in higher plants, occasionally a tertiary cell wall may be present. Okay, the cell wall of young plant cells, primary wall, is capable of growth, which gradually diminishes when the cell matures. Okay, and let us proceed to the next important structure, mesosomes. What is a mesosome? It is also called chondrioids. Chondrioids. The mesosome is not present in the higher organisms or eukaryotic cells. It is present in the prokaryotic cells, means the primitive cells. It is a convoluted membranous infolding of plasma membrane in bacteria or prokaryotes. Okay, see this is the plasma membrane is folded, so it is forming a structure called a mesosome. It is a convoluted membranous infolding of the plasma membrane, okay, present in bacteria. The mesosomes can be considered analogous to mitochondria of eukaryotic cells. Mitochondria in the eukaryotic cells are present, as these are the sites of respiratory enzymes. What is the function of mitochondria? We have studied production of energy. That's why it is called the powerhouse of the cell. The same analogous means the function of mesosome is similar to mitochondria. Okay, as mitochondria are absent in the prokaryotic cells like bacteria, the plasma membrane forms the mesosomes to fulfill the production of energy. Hence, the mesosomes are also called as mitochondria of prokaryotic cell. See how beautiful it is. Mitochondria of prokaryotic cell, or it is also called bacterial mitochondria. Bacterial mitochondria. Okay, the function is similar to mitochondria. Next, chloroplast. The chloroplast in plants, the plastids or the chloroplasts are very important structures. The chloroplast has an inner membrane and outer membrane, double membranous structure with an empty intermediate space between, and inside the chloroplast are the stalks of thylakoids. Stalks of thylakoids were green in color. They are called grana, as well as The non-green structure present in the chloroplast, it is called the stroma, and the dense fluid inside of the chloroplast, that is called the stroma only. Stroma is also called the matrix of the chloroplast. These thylakoids contain, I said thick green in color, so they contain a pigment called chlorophyll. Green color pigment is present in the thylakoids or grana region. It is called chlorophyll, which is necessary for the plant to go through an important process, photosynthesis. Okay, see the structure here. It is made up of two membranes, inner membrane and outer membrane, and there is a space that is called intermembrane space. And inside the inner membrane, the chloroplast consisting of two regions, stroma and grana. The granum region, it is containing, it is made up of several stalks of thylakoid membranes piled one over the other. So this entire structure is called granum. Grana means plural, granum means singular. Each granum consisting of thylakoid membranes, one over the other. And these thylakoid membranes are connected to each other by means of thread-like structure called lamellum, or lamella means plural, lamellum means singular. And the space present, that is called the inside the thylakoid lumen, in between the thylakoid membranes, space is present. Okay, there are the plastids. So these plastids, three types of plastids are present: chloroplast, leucoplast and chromoplast. The largest cell organelles they are in the plant cells, and these are involved in the formation and storage of soluble organic compounds. Chloroplasts are the greenish plastids which possess the photosynthetic pigment. What is that pigment? Chlorophyll. Grana consisting of the membranous lamellar system, grana thylakoids, and stroma, it contains the proteinaceous complex having proteins. This stroma region containing the proteins, and even DNA is also present. Just like mitochondria possess DNA, other than nucleus, the DNA is present only in the mitochondria and chloroplast. It also contains ribosomes, it also contains proteins. Okay, it is also semi-autonomous organelle, means the chloroplast can divide by itself. Next, stroma region and the chloroplasts are semi-autonomous organelles. Okay, children, what is the main function of chloroplast? The main function of chloroplast is photosynthesis. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.